Hello, welcome back to our part number 5, deep trance and self-healing state induced without words. Now it's all about to bring people very deep in a state where instant healing, instant change, self-healing is possible. Once your subject is in trance, you can deepen trance with words, and the most hypnotists use phrases like the deeper you sink, the better you feel, the deeper you sink, and drifting, sinking, floating deeper. I count from 10 to 1 to 0, whatever. And with every number you go deeper and deeper, loose and limp, and so on and so on. But you can also use non-verbal deepeners. As the passes you have learned in the last lesson, and now we're coming to the hypnogenic points, to the areas at the body you can touch to deepen trance, deepen hypnosis, and bring people in a very special state. Not only a hypnosis or trance state, it's more it's a trance state, a hypnosis state, but it's a self-healing state, as a state where in which the body can regulate and heal itself. In these very deep hypnotic states, you don't even have to say a word to your clients. You can let their inner healer do the whole work. It would be enough to lead them through the process, and you can lead them non-verbally. You don't only by using the hypnotic areas at the body and lead the client through this process. Your client would only need the intention what should happen during the session and declare his intention before going into trance. But it's not important that you know the reason or the intention of the client. Your client has to know what he or she wants to be solved or healed or whatever. Okay? And our body is a self-regulating, self-healing system, and it works very well, but only if it has the possibility to do it. And one problem why our body does not heal or does not regulate itself is because we are always in stress. And our body does not know stress. We have a very old infrastructure in our brain. It hasn't changed in the last 70,000 years, and so our body just knows tension or relaxation. Only knows, and knows on the one side we are calm and quiet and everything is fine, or we are under tension. But a little bit later we will talk a little bit more about stress and what we can do to bring our body back to this self-healing and regulating state. Now we're going to talk about the hypnogenic points. And it's very important to know that the touches in general can be used as deepeners in hypnosis. If you touch your client, always only with permission, and your client doesn't know where you will touch him or her next time, this will start a kind of inner search process. And these search operations leads your unconscious mind to lead the whole attention inside, and this is something we want in hypnosis. It's a lot of information for the unconscious mind if you touch the body at different places. That means that you can use touches, even not the right hypnogenic points, to deepen hypnosis. You have only say, okay, the next time I touch you anywhere at your body, you will go deeper and deeper, and then you touch always with permission. But the results would, of course, will be better if you use the right hypnogenic or hypnotic points. And now I'm gonna show you the hypnogenic points. Here is a picture, and I'm gonna explain these areas to you.
The hypnogenic areas or points are the top of the head, the highest point of the head, also called the crown of the head, then the area between the eyebrows, also called the third eye, then the area in the face along to the ears, the top of the shoulders, the breastbone, the solar plexus, the belly, the hips, the middle of the thighs, the knees, and the ankles. And at the back, the nape of the neck, and the area between the shoulder blades.
Now we know the hypnotic or hypnogenic points and areas. And now the question is how to use them right to reach very deep trance states and even the self-healing state we can reach by using these techniques. This self-healing state is a state where the body and the mind and the inner healer of our client does the whole work or large parts of the healing or change work. The best way to use this self-healing and self-regulating state would be to tell your client first that you will not speak to him or her during parts of the session or during the whole session, and that you're going to touch these hypnotic areas and these points, because you have to get the permission to touch him, of course, or him or her, of course. And the next step would be to that your client declares his or her intention, what should happen while he or she is in this state of self-healing or self-regulation. Because this, the intention of your client is the task for the inner healer of your client, what to do during this self-healing session. Okay? It's very important that your client has a very clear intention what should happen during the session, that your client can tell it, maybe not to you, but your client has to know it by him or herself what the intention is very clearly, because you have to have a clear intention what should happen in the session, and this should be formulated by your client in very clear sentences, very clear words, and in a positive manner. Not I don't want to. You have 2 or 3 easy sentences. I want to, this should happen, my goal is. You as hypnotist don't have to know the real intention, but your client has to know it clearly. It's not wrong if you knew it, because you can help your client to build this goals or these intentions. Okay, and then the next step would be that your client would imagine how it feels to have reached the goal, how to have reached the target state, if you know what I mean. If it had already happened, if he or she had already been healed, or the change work has been completed, or whatever. And then at first, what do I want to do, and then how will it feel if the work is done? Because this gives the inner healer of your, and the unconscious mind of your client, a clear goal where it all should go to. Okay? And this work should be done before you start the session. Okay. And if your client, or the inner healer of your client, exactly knows what to do, you don't have to do anything during the session. Of course, you have to lead your client into the state, you have to touch these points, and you have only to feel several things, but this I will explain a little bit later. If your client imagines with all senses how it will feel to have reached the goal, and then his unconscious mind and his brain will do everything to reach this goal. Okay? This is the idea, because our brain doesn't really make a difference between imagination in deep hypnosis and things that really have happened. If your client or clients, if you work with a group, don't have a clear intention what should happen in this session, and in most cases their unconscious mind will search the most important topics they should work at this moment, or the most important topics or problems they have at this moment. And this brings us to the next point. The next point is, how does it work? The exact technique. Okay. At first, it would be the best to do the instant report technique first, the technique we've learned before. And then you start with the hypnotic fascination technique as it has been described before in this course. And after about half a minute, or a minute, half a minute, you do a drop back induction. You will see it in several seconds here in the video, how to do it. And a lot of the clients will get very deep in trance only by doing at first the fascination technique and then the drop back induction, and others will need a bit longer to go in a deep state of self-healing and trance. You will see in the most times these special trance signals like fluttering of the eyelids. You will see the rolling of the eyeballs and a changing breathing. You will see the body changes, and the face is in most cases getting more smooth and relaxed, and the body relaxes. But not in every case. You can maybe, in some cases, you see the opposite of relaxation. You see that people are under tension. There is a phenomenon, it's called arc catalepsy. You will see in several cases when you work with the clients, you see that they make like an arc because they are under tension, and the body is really like like an arc, because it's so full of tension. But that's no problem. It's